Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears Radio. We're back at it from another episode. This is me and Verteezy again tonight. But Stu, man, we do it for our people. We do it for the people. What we talking about tonight?
So in this first topic, man, there was two videos that kind of both align with each other. And it's they both talk about basically following your passion and your career. So in the first one, it was these two white people having a conversation saying the rich have lied to us about follow your passion. No, become the master of a skill or something, and you're making a lot of money from that, and your passion will be making money and being able to do things with the money. You know, because most people can't really become successful off of things they're passionate about, because most people confuse their passion for what are considered hobbies. But then in another clip, you had, Marco, and for those who know Funny Marco and Cam, and Funny Marco basically was like, man, and he used the Tyreek Hill situation as an example, that he feel like he should have stayed with the Chiefs. Yeah, he would have made less money, but he probably feel like he would have made it back with endorsements instead of going to Miami, and you see how he's dealing with that situation now. And then Cam tried to defend it by saying you can only make so much money in a finite space, and all this other stuff isn't really as important, like being on a good team and all that other stuff. Like the money is what's really important. I was like, what's your thoughts on both conversations combined? Like, should people follow their passion? Should it be just about money? Like when you're making certain decisions in your life, like how do you feel like most people should try to base those decisions?
I think most people should try to base their decisions on living. Like, what do I need to do to be able to live somewhat how I want to live, and eventually how I wish to live? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, if you're in high school and your passion is art, or you know what I'm saying, like drama and whatnot, and you go to school for drama and art for college, you should already know when you graduate college, it's probably a slight opportunity that you're going to be able to live how you want to live with that degree. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or it could be like music. I'm in the band. I got a scholarship. I went to school for music. But when you graduate, there's only so many jobs that you might be able to get because schools only have one music teacher. So it's like, yeah, my passion is music, but I might not be able to make a living off of my passion, but I can make a living and then side hustle my passion and then maybe come up off my passion. So it's like, and with Cam and the sports thing, it's like, Marco's a fan, so of course he's going to say, and he's from Kansas City. So of course he's going to say, I wish Tyreek would have stayed because maybe we could have won more championships. That's my team, whatnot.
But to be fair, he did, he is a successful person himself. And in the full conversation, he talked about decisions he's made where he could have made more money, but he wanted to be happy. Mm-hmm. So he gave a fair perspective, but he was saying like he felt like athletes should have the same mentality that entertainers have, I guess.
Yeah, but also Funny Marco also tells a lot of lies too. So he might have been saying that, but he also might have been lying too. We never know.
I have no idea. I don't know him that well. I know that
know
And
him
he talks, and I'll say this: I'm very impressed when he does interviews because he seems a lot more intelligent than the interviews he conduct on his actual site. But when he does go to Breakfast Club and places, I'll be like, yo, he's a very intelligent dude.
Yeah, but yeah, and he also like that's saying, but because I follow him since from his start, but he tells a lot of lies too. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
So it's like he can talk. You know what I'm saying? He got the gift of gab. So it's like people can talk a talk, but it's like, did you really walk the walk too though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, I can't speak to that.
Yeah. So, but what you got on it, man?
I'll say this. I feel like you should follow your passion. I feel like money is nice, but if you can find something you enjoy doing that can be profitable, like I'll say this, that he's definitely right about the hobbies. You have to find out what is it that you like, what is it that you want to do, and is that something where you could actually make money from it? So, for example, if you're somebody who's a dancer and you love dancing, there's so many avenues to make money dancing. Whether it's the very lowest form of strip club, obviously, but you can become a ballerina. You can go to Broadway. Like there's plenty of. You could be a backup dancer for like some of these singers and stuff like that, and make it to big stages or whatever. Like there's many different. You could be a cheerleader, for like one of these sports teams. Like there's many different places you can take that, and do something with it. If you someone that you just want to help people, we both have jobs where we help people, you know, and our jobs are very fucking different. But if your passion is to help people, there's so many jobs to do that. So I feel like that's the first thing is what are you passionate about? Is there a way that you can turn that into a profession? And I feel like you should pursue that because when you're doing something you want to do, you're always gonna be more motivated to put your energy in working hard. So like if you're going to school for something that you want to learn about, something that you want to actually become on the other side, you're probably going to spend more time studying. But if you're just like, I'm just going to say IT, where they make 100K coming out of school, so I want to be in IT. But if that's not something that you really care about, you're going to be in the classes. You're not going to pay attention. You're not going to put the extra time to do the work. If you like, I just want to be a doctor because that's what my mom want me to do.
I don't think so because you're motivated by the money. So you go to I believe like you go to like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do.
The money can motivate you when you're getting it, but the money can't really motivate you until you start making it a lot of time.
I don't think so because I think it motivates you while you're going through it.
So for example, there's money in podcasting, but there's a lot of people, including our own podcast. How much work do you put in for something that you might not see the profits for 5 years down the road?
Yeah, but I think it like especially like you going to school, like I want to be in IT or a doctor. Like at the end of the road,
it's a chance at money because
I'm going to get paid once I graduate.
Because those are competitive fields. You might not get a job.
Those are if you graduate and you get a doctorate, you're going to get a job. You might have to move, but you're going to get a job.
Well, I was talking more so like IT.
Well, IT too. You go to get a job, but you have to move.
Degrees that they're not really doing what they thought they was going to be doing with them degrees. To be honest, like because that's such a booming field right now.
Yeah, everybody that I know that has those degrees that want to be in that field, they're in that field and are making money.
I mean, that's a small pool, but if you look at the numbers of how many like IT people are actually in their fields, like it's like the actor thing. Like, man, if I know two people that are making movies and they're acting and making a lot of money, that's not the actual raw numbers though.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the IT field, it's such a competitive field because everyone can't go to Seattle, everyone can't go to LA, everyone can't go to New York and have a job where they're making $100,000 a year. Some people have to be in Augusta, and yeah, you might work in an IT place and only make 48 a year. Mm-hmm. That's not real money to some people.
Yeah.
So it's like I went to school and I paid for this education to be making 40 a year as an IT tech at a high school, potentially. And you seeing other people online who's doing your same field and they're making $250,000 a year. Like, but if you enjoy doing the job, then you making 40 a year is not going to be like depressing because you didn't go there to make 100,000. You went there because I had a passion to work in this field. That's why I feel like you should lead with your passion. Because you shouldn't lead with money because money comes and goes in jobs.
Yeah, but you also should lead with something like, yeah, I know that's going to be something that that I know is needed. You know what I'm saying? And you just, if you know something is needed, passions, wants, and careers, you can have all of that at the same time. But also, like, you also got to think too. Though, so it's like if everybody did what they want to do, the world probably wouldn't run the way the world runs. But everybody would be happy though.
Yeah, man. I mean, everyone can't do what they want to do all the time, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this: I'm not gonna say you should follow your passion.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you should follow your passion, and if for some reason it doesn't work out, it's always cool to fall back on something else because there's plenty of stories like King John. For those who don't know that name, he's the Asian dude from the Hangover movies. He's an actual doctor that one day was in his office and said, I just don't like this no more. I'm gonna try my hand at comedy. And I think he was like close to like in his mid 30s or 40s when he did that. And he was very successful. Like I'm pretty sure when he decided to make the decision, there was plenty of people that was like, man, you're a successful doctor right now, you're making money. Like, why you want to do this? Like, and we got a homeboy that, you know, hey, he's a chiropractor. That nigga drive trucks. Like, you know, like sometimes like what you thought you wanted to do ain't what you want to do. Or sometimes you don't know why you want to do this. Because sometimes you could be influenced by your parents, you know, or by society to be like, I should go to school to be a doctor. I should go to school for IT because this is the expectation. And then you start doing that field and realize, you know, but it's hard when you got parents that saying stuff, you got to make money.
Yeah. And like because some parents plan your life for you.
You know,
and it's like that, and that's unfair to the kid because, like, yeah, this is what I do. This is what I want you to do. Like with lawyers and things like that. Like,
but sometimes it could be incidental. It could just be something as simple as, man, like your daughter come to you and say, I want to be an art major, and they tell you something, you like, ain't no money in that. Yeah. You don't mean no harm when you say that to your daughter, but you don't understand that the incidental harm you're doing. Because now that to her, she might be discouraging pursuing that passion. Yeah. You know, now it's cool to be like, okay, well, that's what you want, and try to do what you can, but understand these are the limitations in this field, unless for some reason you make it to this level. And I think that's something that a lot of us in society do wrong is we chase jobs that have dollar signs. And a lot of times you can put yourself in messed up situations because you want a job that's making money. You could be at a job that you hate, or you could be at a job that's temporary, that's not really going to be there that long and be lasting. It reminded me of the movie Sinners, where Del Lindo character was like, yeah, you pay me $20 this Saturday, but I've been going here for the last 10 years and they're going to be here for another 10 years. Like sometimes we're not thinking long term when we make some decisions. We're thinking about, yo, let's get this money right now. As far as like what Marco said, I will say this. Yeah, I'm a fan, but I am disappointed in athletes when they sometimes make certain decisions for money. Because sometimes I just look at it like, man, you probably could have been in a better situation long term had you stayed where you was at. Was that extra 20, 30 million worth you going to a situation where you're not being utilized the proper way, you're not on a winning team, or you're surrounded by players that you don't like and that the talent's not there. So now maybe your career now is not as long as you thought it would be, because we see all the time someone like Travis Kelce, let's just be honest, if he played for 90% of the teams in the league, his career would be over. Like he's not the same player he was. But because he's with Patrick Mahomes, because he's with Andy Reid, if honestly, if Travis Kelce wanted to play for another 3 years, I think he could play for another 3 years and still collect the NFL check, because he's just in a situation that just allows that. And if Tyreek Hill would have stayed, for example, he probably could have, even coming off this injury, they could have found ways to utilize him. And sometimes I just feel like when you look at it like, oh man, like y'all get endorsements. And let's just be honest, a lot of times you would get endorsements based off being on a winning team. You get endorsements based off two things: being the best at your position, being very marketable, and then the third thing, my bad, is being on a winning team.
And being good looking.
You know, I mean, that helps too. But in football, not so much because they wear helmets. But like just for football, those are the three main things. Well, if you're not the best at your position no more, and you're not a very marketable guy like someone like Shedeur Sanders, guess what? You just being on a winning team will give you opportunities to make extra money. because there's so many players when you listen to them players from the '90s Cowboys, when they tell you why they stayed there so long, they was like, nigga, you get more money from being a Cowboy than if you go other places and make more money because they gonna make sure you straight. You're gonna get endorsements. You're gonna get big deals off of it. You're gonna get the chance to meet billionaires and build connections with those billionaires. Like Tyreek Hill, for example, and I'm just using him unfortunately because that's what Marco was saying. Had he stayed in Kansas City, who's to say how close he would have got with the Hunt family? To the point where they could have used their connections to set business deals up for him where he's making even more money. But when you start bouncing around, you never build that kind of rapport. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry, with the ownership team that he has there, he's been there so long, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, yo, you should invest here, you should do this. Like they probably be making his money make money for him. And sometimes we just, especially in our community, you know, and I don't want to discourage us, we just kind of look at stuff from a very short-term person, like I gotta get it right now. And I don't know if you know TK Kirkland, Rose, but he said that he had a someone who's a really rich person, like $100 million person, said the niggas who get money when they're young, they don't really keep it. But the niggas who get money later get more of it. And sometimes, like, hey, it's okay to delay your gratification for a bigger satisfaction. Sometimes it's okay to do that. Sometimes it's be like, yo, I'm not getting the biggest bag I can get right now, but I get a bigger bag. And I'm pretty sure like someone like Tom Brady would hear that conversation and agree. Like he left plenty of money on the table. But what happened as soon as he retired, Rose? Because he won all them Super Bowls, man, hey, you had one of the sports nets would say, we want to give you $100 million to talk about football. How many quarterbacks retired and immediately got that kind of offer? But he's the only one who got 7 championships that can warrant that kind of contract and without ever even doing the job before. So I think that's something very big too. But outside of, you know, what I just said, is there a reason why do you think people just chase money so much before we move on?
Because of the internet and TV and music. That's why they chase it.
So we're programmed to want to chase the money?
Yeah, they program it, and then because people that back in the '90s and the '80s, people didn't really chase money. They just chase dreams, the American dream. I just I just want to be successful. It didn't matter. They didn't chase the money. It's just that I want to have a family. You know what I'm saying? The white picket fence, and that was the house. And but now it's like I want to be a millionaire. I want to be famous, and it's like, and being famous don't mean you a millionaire, but that's what it is now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
People want to be seen, be heard.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunate too, because I feel like sometimes, and this conversation is a part of this topic. I feel like a lot of times the way people view success nowadays is so skewed based off, like you said, media in general, because you could be someone making 45 a year and people think you ain't shit. But that's a nice salary based off where you live in. You can pay your bills, you can take care of your family, and you can be happy. Like, are you gonna live the kind of life where you can go to Dubai twice a year and then go to the Bahamas? Nah, you're not making that kind of money. Are you gonna be able to own a Lamborghini? You know, what's that ghost car, Ghost Rolls Royce or whatever? Like, are you gonna be able to own something like that? Nah, man. But guess what? Do I need it? Do I even want it? Why? And I feel like a lot of times when you do, and we was talking before the pod started about spending money on expensive stuff, I feel like you have to ask yourself, why do I want this? Like, do I want these 200 pair of Jordans because I really like them, or do I want it because of how it makes me feel? And I'll never forget when Vlad said, I got a Richard Jewell watch, and when he described why he had it, I'm thinking he gonna tell me the way it looks. This nigga said because I like the way other people look at me with it. Once you start getting to that kind of level, I feel like now we get to a realm of delusion, Rose, where it's like, all right, bro, you not working for what you should be working for. You working for the approval of other people that don't give a fuck about you most of the time. Like, and to me, that's why I feel like it's sad, you know, and it would be nice for people to kind of get back to the point of, you know what? Hey, when is enough enough? Like when, and I say this in MJ all the time, when is enough money enough? Because right now, you and me making less than let's say 70 a year. If someone came and gave us $1 million a year to do something, in 5 years, will we continue to be content with that? Or will we be like, but we could be making 10 million? Then we start making 10 million, but we could be making 50 million. Like, when do you get to a point where, yo, I got what I need and what I want? Moving on to TNT.
Dynamite, tears or no tears. Boom.
So T.I., we had the versus battle Hit Boy and Michael made it. And, a lot of people started talking. T.I. was doing the little rounds on social media as well as different interviews and podcasts. And on multiple platforms, he called out 50 Cent and said that he won't want to battle 50 Cent in a versus battle. And he felt like he would wash him. 50 Cent then got on social media and he did what 50 Cent do best, which is troll. And basically posted a video of T.I. being a snitch and telling people to join the Neighborhood Crime Watch. Man, I got tears of sadness because we're never going to see this versus battle. And it's sad because 50 Cent is one of the most iconic artists of our generation, Rose, especially in that you cannot tell the story of the 2000s rap game without talking about 50, because when he hit the scene, it was different. And you cannot tell the story of T.I., the rap game without T.I. And I'm not saying that they should do a versus battle with each other. I'm not saying that. But it is sad that we do have all these artists doing versus battles. And we're probably never going, no matter what, we're never going to see 50 just because he's making too much money doing other shit. It would not benefit him. And I feel like, I would love to see a versus battle between the two of them. But more importantly, I would love to just see both of them just battle somebody because they both got incredible catalogs. Even though I think T.I. has a better catalog, I still would like to see them just do a versus battle against somebody.
Yeah. I got tears too because they both T.I. came out first, but 50 came out not too long after T.I., and both of them had really big buzzes. 50's buzz was way bigger because he was from New York. He got shot 9 times, and that was his calling card. You know what I'm saying?
But that first album was amazing.
It was amazing because he's from New York and he got shot 9 times, so that was his calling card. So that's what made it amazing. That's what made people wanted to hear what this guy had to talk about.
Do you think that first album was better than T.I. first album? Because it seems like you trying to say they on par.
They are. I want to say
that. I'm talking about that first album.
I'm not talking about the first album. I'm just talking about as far as music.
I know music. The catalog for T.I. is better, but I feel like that first. I don't know if T.I. got a Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, but the reason why the Get Rich or Die Trying was because he's from New York and he got shot 9 times, and that's why people went out and bought the album.
Yeah, we talking about sales, but I'm saying musically, do you when you listen to that first T.I. album, do you think musically?
No. 50's album was 50's first album was
that's all I was
better.
Okay,
was better than was better than with T.I.'s first album. Because
I agree with the buzz, but it just seemed like you trying to make it seem like the album was basically neck
no.
And neck.
I never said that.
I know you said that, but you were saying it was good because of this.
Yeah, but
it made money because of this.
Yeah, it made money. Yeah. And that's the reason why he got to be who he was.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So, but just the music. Yeah, that album was better than T.I.'s first album. It might have been better than all of T.I.'s albums.
The only album that you probably could fuck with that album is Paper Trail.
Paper Trail. Yeah, when he got out of jail, Paper Trail. Yeah.
Talk about why every time we mention Paper Trail, you always got to throw in when he got. You would say when he got out of jail or when he snitched.
Because that's what happened.
You can't just say let Paper Trail. You got to be like, yeah, Paper Trail. When he got out of jail, no Paper Trail. When he snitched.
No, I ain't say he snitched, but I said when he got out of jail.
Episode, but you've done it in the past.
Yeah, because that's when I became a T.I. fan.
Okay,
because
it's like a timestamp for you.
Yeah, I remember
before T.I. got out of jail and after.
Yeah, because I remember it. It was 2008 and in 2007. What not?
My bad.
Yeah, I remember that. That was one that I said, let me listen to this album because he had good songs. He had good albums before that, but even though he's from Georgia and anything, I wasn't a T.I. fan. He had good songs. Yeah, I listened to some of his songs, lots of his songs, but I wasn't his fan until Paper Trail. When he became commercial and stopped rapping about all this fake stuff that he the toughest guy in America. When he only 4'11"
Oh my God.
and 130 wet with some concrete shoes on.
But he got a pistol though, man.
Man, everybody got pistols. I ain't got no tears.
Hey man, moving on to talking to two people who've been in jail before to someone who is currently in prison. So there was a daycare worker by the name of Anna Petru, white lady, and apparently there was a black kid at the daycare center she was over. There was reports of her punishing the black little kid by putting him outside, and the temperature was like 19 degrees. But there's actually a video and a news report of her picking up the child because they wouldn't go to sleep during nap time and put it in the trash can. Luckily, she is actually in prison. She pleaded guilty January the 8th, 2026. Um, I'm sorry, she's not in prison. They sentenced her to 1 year supervision and 100 hours community service and to write an apology to the family. So she did not go to prison. My bad. Um, yeah, I got tears because the video was kind of crazy to see. And I'm not gonna lie, I be on Twitter now. And when I see some stuff on Twitter, I just don't know if it's AI now or fake. So I be having to I don't know if you noticed, Rose, I be adding something called Grok. And it's like this little computer thing, AI thing that could tell you if the story is real or not in a few minutes. And when it confirmed it was real, I was kind of really, really shocked by that. Um, I really don't know how she really didn't get no prison time, to be honest, or at least jail time. But it's America. She's white, so that probably explains. And when the family decided, when they wanted more done, it was said that because there was no bruises on the child, they couldn't do nothing. But there's a video of what she did to the child, so I feel like that should be enough too. But this is why I just feel like for anybody who uses daycare, you got to be very careful because you just don't know what people are doing with your kids because not every daycare center has the same standards in terms of hiring. Because another part that was distressing was there was daycare workers that saw what she did not stop her or report her. It was only caught because the child told his parents what happened, and the child looked so young, Rose. I don't know if they was telling the parents because they was traumatized, or if it was just more like, yeah, today I was in the trash can. They were like, what you mean? Miss such and such put me in the trash can today. I thought it was I just don't know how that went played out. So yeah, definitely big tears for that.
Yeah, I got tears too because I have used child care centers when my kids was growing up, and I remember I had we had it wasn't no tragic situation, but it was, you know what I'm saying, I had to run to the because when my sons was having a seizure, get there, take him to the doctor, everything's okay, but it's like every time that he was in this woman's classroom, something was happening to him, and then his mama popped off and and they moved him to another classroom, and then he never had another issue at all. And the lady that was there was a white lady, and she rode a bike around town, and it was like she was the witch, like the wicked witch. You know what I'm saying? But when he got out of her class, everything was fine. But when he was in her class, these things was happening to him, and it was like it was crazy. But to this day, we still believe she was doing something to him, and we had to say, hey, we don't want him in this classroom no more. And then he moved to the older classroom, and he wasn't even ready for the older classroom yet. But we moved him there, and he never had any issues, and everybody loved him and everything else. So it's like, yeah. So I got tears.
She'll move from one child to another child. So there was a video of a man who's in prison talking to his daughter on the phone, wish her happy birthday. And he went ahead and got at least about 5 to 7 other inmates to come to the phone and wish his daughter happy birthday. I have tears too for this too, just because that's cool that you're on the phone with your daughter. That's very because not everyone does that while they locked up, and that's a kind of little dope that you telling these guys they respect you enough to tell your daughter happy birthday because them guys that be locked up they got families, man, and they are a lot of them are good family men. But the greatest thing you can do for your child is to be there for them, and you put yourself in a position where you can't be there for your child because you're behind bars. Granted, we don't know how long this man is going to be in prison, But a better birthday gift would be you being able to actually hold your daughter and tell her happy birthday to her face and not on the phone and having 8 strangers tell her that. Another reason why I got tears is because we just don't know what kind of long-term damages are going to do to her because you doing that and it could set the image that that's cool, that's okay, and you should not be doing that because children are so impressionable and they don't really always put one and one together. So she might not be understanding that you just want to show her that, hey, your daddy knows it's your birthday and I'm a big dog. She might literally thinking, yo, prison is cool. That's a place to be. And niggas in prison is cool. And she could end up going up to date a nigga that's in prison. Like it's just, it's a lot of troubling stuff with that situation to me.
Yeah, I got tears too, kind of on the same line as you, because we talked about celebrating the hood, celebrating negative things, and for it, yeah, it was cool that he got the people to say her happy birthday. But what was the point of that? Did they all send her $100 too? Did they all put something on her college fund? Did they all do something for her? Or they just told her happy birthday? Right.
That's a good point.
Like what is that doing? And people and promoting on internet. Oh, this was so cool. Did you see this? Did you see this? Yeah, we saw it, but it wasn't cool. Like, who cares about that? Like, and it's making airways and getting clicks and views, and people are celebrating it.
There's a lot of baby mamas who got baby daddies locked up saying, "Why you not doing this?"
Yeah.
Hey man, fuck that shit. So moving on to back to the dating scene. So there was this podcast, and all the 3 women was handicapped. They was in wheelchairs, and they asked, "Would you date someone in a wheelchair?" And most of them pretty much said no. They want a big dog. They want someone that can actually take care of them because they need assistance. I got tears of laughter. Rose sent this shit to me, and I said, "So it's bitches that's in wheelchairs that listen to this shit." Like I was just, bro. Let me tell you, you can have a podcast about anything nowadays. The fact that what's the name of the podcast? It was like Bad Bitches and Wheels or some shit like that.
Yeah, Pretty on Wheels.
Yeah, Pretty on Wheels.
Something like that. Yeah.
You know, I was like, God damn, bro. Like that. I just thought it was crazy. Like, and then it's like maybe one was like really fuckable to me. The other 2 was bitches that even if they wasn't in wheelchairs, like, cause one of them was kind of fat. The other 2 was bitches that I probably wouldn't even try to holler at you, even if you was capable of standing up on your own. So I thought it was weird. I would say this: I'm not mad that they weren't fucking on niggas in wheelchair. Cause have you ever seen 2 niggas in wheelchairs date each other and just stroll by? I ain't gonna seen like that show where the motherfuckers be like kind of dwarfs and they be kind of deformed and shit. Mm-hmm. But just in wheelchairs, like who gonna be on top? Like how y'all gonna work that out? That was kind of weird, but I thought it was funny. Man. I'm sorry, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I got tears because kind of like what you said, but yeah, because like, and that's what the women were saying. Like, I need somebody that could be able to please me and help me and protect me and things like that. But it's like it just always goes back to the fact that sometimes women are delusional. Like, who gonna do all that for you?
Even bitches in wheelchairs got standards, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like who gonna do all that for you? Like, come on, man, you got to get in where you fit in. Like, I understand you might not want to do that. Yes, of course, but you can't be picking and choosing.
Man, you know it's funny. Remember back in the day in the late 90s, early 2000s, you would have bad bitches who might be blind or in wheelchairs. Like there was something wrong with them. Like they might have one leg and one arm, and you see them with a nigga that's not really that attractive. Because back then, them hoes were just happy that someone wanted to love them. Nowadays, the internet got so fucked up, bitches can be like no legs and just kind of pretty and still think they're supposed to get Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, so it's like, and that was the thing about it, like, yeah, I would date him, but it would one said I would date him, but I need somebody that's gonna do this, that. Okay, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. But what if they said that about you?
Man, that's the better question. That's a good point. Would you date a bitch in a wheelchair? And I'm not talking about somebody that I'm talking about you meet her, she in a wheelchair, not something happens to your wife or your current spouse. You meet them and they in a wheelchair.
No.
I got a homeboy that told me no. He said the same thing. He was like, 'cause I ain't trying to be wiping nobody ass. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, he told me all that. If she was bad enough and we had a connection, I'll fuck with it. But I have to really, really like her. I have to really, really like her.
Let's remind us. Date and wife, two different things. So like that, what you smash dating is basically like taking out on date and smashing. So yeah, everybody gonna do that.
My bar to smash is very low.
So everybody would do that, unless you're just dumb. But most people would do that. Most people would smash if they had the chance. But actually, wife up and like being in a relationship, no.
So moving on to the last TNT, man. We was talking about dating, man. Let's go to somebody that's in a relationship. So there was a man who was on the phone with his homeboy. And his homeboy said, hey, man, check out this link to the OnlyFans. It was $6.99. He was like, I don't pay for that kind of shit. He said he cashed up that nigga the money. And he said, just look at the video. So the nigga went ahead, signed up for the page, and saw it was this girl busting it wide open. And he couldn't believe it. He was so mad. He said, I can't believe I'm with this bitch. And she's showing the world her pussy for $6.99. So then he said he got home, whispered in his bitch ear, this could be all yours for $6.99. And they got in an argument about that shit. And he said, I can't date no bitch doing this shit. I got tears of laughter because I felt like this from the jump. I felt like when OnlyFans started becoming very popular, Rose, this was going to show a lot of niggas' real character as men. Because I don't, I'm not trying to offend nobody who may hear this. I don't think too many real fucking men are going to be okay with they bitch doing some shit like that. Like men who was raised the right way by real men are going to be okay with they bitch doing something like OnlyFans like that. Now, maybe certain situations, maybe if you make content with her and that's what y'all do, that's different if y'all just some freaky people. But if you're a traditional man, I don't know too many men that would be cool with they bitch just busting the wide open OnlyFans. And when you take her out, niggas be like, oh yeah, this your wife? Man, I'm her biggest subscriber, man. Can I get a pic? You'd be basically dating kind of like a porn star. Only thing is, she's not getting fucked on camera. She's just pleasuring herself. And that's the light OnlyFans. That's before you even get to the real OnlyFans shit where they doing all kind of crazy shit. That's just best case scenario. She's just playing with herself and posting videos and pics.
Yeah, man, that's embarrassing, man. Especially if you go somewhere and somebody walk to it. Oh, I see you online. I like the way you play with your thing from the back. And I like that little thing on the side of your leg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rose, you got a real squirter now. Yeah. Take care of her.
I'm like, everybody in the world done seen it. Yeah, that's a bad look, man. That's a bad look. But each his own, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. But if you have it, don't expect somebody to take you really serious. Like so if you do that and your man tell you, hey, do this, and you say, no, I ain't doing that, and he smack you, hey, I don't condone violence, but
I understand it.
I understand. Like, what do you expect him to do? He's dealing with this every day.
I'm gonna be honest, man. My last thing on this is another reason why I feel like it would be hard for a man to take you seriously. If once you decide to do something like that, you put in somewhat of a price on your pussy, and I feel like, okay, cool, it's $6.99 to see it, but how much is it to touch it?
It's a price,
you know. Because if you not OnlyFans, I'm not trying to say bitches not OnlyFans don't sell pussy. I think a lot of bitches sell pussy. But if you're OnlyFans and I decide to ask you for some pussy,
you
for some
definitely
money,
say it's for sale,
and you tell me, oh nah, man, what make you think I do that? Because I got an OnlyFans. Yes, bitch, that's why I make you sell pussy. That's the only reason I need. Moving on to what's wrong with these hoes.
Man, what's wrong with these hoes, man?
So there was this man who was telling a dating story. And he said he was texting this single mom who got a kid. And he was like, yeah, I'm trying to take her on a date. She was like, I can't find childcare. Nobody want to help me. I'm going through it. He was like, man, bring the child over. I'm going to cook some food over here, whatever. So she decides to come over. And she said she got to leave real quick. She'll be back. And then that nigga posted a video saying, "Man, it's been like an hour and she ain't come back yet. The little girl's just in my house. I've been calling her. Her phone going to voicemail. I don't know what to do. I see why don't nobody want to help her because she don't know where to come the fuck home. What's wrong with these hoes?"
Hey man, pay back some mother suckers. This is for all the daddies that went to go get some milk and went to go see about a dog. And I'm about to go get a horse. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see this man about this horse, and she making up for it. You know what I'm saying? But goodness gracious, she left her little girl with a guy that she just met. He in there cooking, and he been gone for hours. She just said, "I'm going to get some milk for the cornbread," and this one never came back. And like, man, well, she came back eventually, but it took her a long time. Like, where you want to get the milk from? You want to milk the cow yourself and turn the butter and everything and turn into milk? Like, man, I don't know, man, but it's if it was tears, no tears, I would have tears of laughter. Buddy, I hope for sure that this wasn't for real, because if this is for real, I hate to condone violence, but she deserved to get Donkey Kong after that one.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, man. This shit be so wild to see online. Cause like you said, it could be for real, it could not be for real. But I ain't gonna lie, shit like this really do be happening. Cause some of these hoes will have kids, and I could go on forever by some of the stories. I know niggas that done a bitch had basically a newborn, a kid that was like 6 months and under. He came over to get some pussy. That they fucking, and it's a baby in the bed, just laying in the bed, and it's the first time he met the bitch. You know, like it's just some crazy shit that some of these hoes be doing. Like, you know, they just really don't be giving a fuck nowadays. And so many of these hoes be want to still be out in the club popping and stuff. And that's why, like, and the mamas be young anyway. The grandmas be young anyway. They don't be want to watch the kids. They be wanting to live their life. It's like, I raised my kids. I'm not trying to watch your kids too. I'll look after them, but I'm not trying to watch them, because you get situations like this. Motherfuckers really don't be knowing how to go home. Like, and the crazy part is, I know multiple women who have kids, Rose, and I never see them with their kids. I see them post up online, but they always at the club. They always at a party. They always out of town. And I say to myself, how is you out of town for 2 weeks straight, but you got 2 kids? You got 3 kids. How is that fucking possible? And your kids are back in Augusta, Georgia, and you all the way in California or Atlanta. And it's somebody watching the kids, whether it's somebody watching it. But guess who not watching it? Not the mama.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we got to get back to, hey, if you want to have these kids, be ready to take care of these kids. Because if you still want to live your fucking life, guess what? You need to take that plan B, or you need to go down to the clinic and get that shit taken care of, or you need to really just use some type of birth control, to be honest, because y'all should not be having kids and y'all ain't ready to be raising these motherfuckers down.
Yeah, give it to somebody. You can give it adoption too. It's an option.
Because last thing, when y'all don't raise these kids, these be the motherfuckers that Rose say he's scared to go to the mailbox. Because
I ain't never scared.
Young niggas out here.
I ain't never scared. But I said them young niggas would be terrorizing people. They ain't never terrorized me. But I ain't never scared. But they be terrorizing people. I see it on the news all the time, terrorizing people. They know who to terrorize and who not to. But I'm in that age group that people be terrorizing, but they ain't never terrorized me.
Hey, moving on to the last topic.
They get choked out quick.
So we talking about young hoes not coming to pick their kids up. There was a female content creator that was talking about this whole trend. I'm a young hoe and this and that. And basically saying, you're not no young hoe, you just attracting a woman that wasn't raised properly. I'm actually familiar with this trend a little bit.
Yeah, say her name, man. Give her some shots on, man.
Dana Dane.
Yeah,
I'm actually familiar with this trend a little bit. I've seen a couple of videos on it. I've even seen it where the old hoes be like, I'm an old hoe, and they try to join in on the trend. What's your thoughts on this trend and what Dana Dane had to say?
I ain't had nothing wrong with what she said, and And after listening to what she said, like, yeah, you are right. You wasn't raised right, ho. That's all. You not a young hoe. And like when she was saying, like people calling themselves hoes and all this other stuff, but yeah, she's right because you cursing yourself. Like, say you 22, 21, and you calling yourself a young hoe right now. Like you think it's funny. What you gonna think you gonna be in 8 years? A old hoe. Ain't no way around it because you talking it into existence. Because don't nothing get old but clothes. But y'all hoes get old quicker than clothes. Because a Negro can go from one to the next one before they even close the door. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. You know what I'm saying? So when you online saying, "Oh, I did this because I'm a young hoe," so when somebody hit your inbox and say, "Hey, what's up, hoe?" When you go hit the flow, and you can't get mad. She can't get mad at all. All she gonna say is when, how much, and how long. Those should be the only answers you should be telling them because you're a young hoe, right? And what hoes do? But I'm a hoe. I'm not a whore. But what's the difference?
Yeah, I really know the difference. I thought the only difference was like one to get paid, one don't.
Yeah, what's the difference? You're doing the same thing.
Yeah, man. For me, and I'm in the dating world still, man. I'm still out there, man, doing my thing, man. And I'm not gonna lie. I do this, and I feel like most men operate this way. To be honest, at least most men that I know is actually in the dating world too, or who have been in the dating world. The way you carry yourself, ladies, is how a lot of men are going to approach you. And I'm not. Let's not go to the extreme about SA. That's never appropriate. No, I'm just talking about how niggas approach you in terms of, hey, how you doing, man? What's your name? Or when they DM you online. If you don't want niggas sending you dick pics, because I be seeing bitches saying, stop sending me dick pics. You probably posting stuff on Snapchat, Facebook, on Instagram to make niggas think it's okay to just send you a dick pic. Because I'm gonna be real with you. There are plenty of women on my social media platforms that I never even DM them like no crazy shit. It's normally like, hey, how your day been? Boom. I like their story, I like their picture or whatever, and I keep it pushing.
Show me some titties.
But then it's a lot of hoes out here. It's like all I see you do post half naked videos or pictures. You always smoking and drinking. You always talking about you horny. You always talking about you trying to get some money and you need some money and where the niggas with money at.
Let me
You
see some
posting
nipples.
videos about, hey, I'm looking for a trick. I want a trick. I don't want no man. So guess what? When the nigga DM you like, what's that pussy cost? That's why a nigga DMing you that crazy ass shit. Cause you got niggas thinking, well, hey man, she's a hoe, she's ready to go. Like I'm for sure. So I'm thinking to myself, like, let's cut all the bullshit. I'm not taking you to Logan's, I'm not taking you to Juicy Crab. Yo, I got the cash, you got the ass. Like, it's just that simple, ladies, unfortunately. Like if you gonna post that kind of content, that's what niggas gonna think it is. As far as what Dana was saying, I agree with her, man. Like, I don't know when we've gotten to the point where so many, like, and I said this to MGH recently. I don't know when we got to the point where we got so many proud hoes. Cause it's just so many bitches nowadays that are proud to be hoes. And I'm talking about there was hoes that was hoes back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like they was hoes. But they was not proud hoes. Like they was not telling the world, yes, I fucked these three niggas and I did this and I did that. It's so hard when I get on social media nowadays. I see so many hoes telling hotels about how they fucked a nigga, and the homeboy was in the living room, or they fucked three, two to three niggas in a friend group, and they just tell all these different crazy stories, and I'm like, y'all hoes be really just telling some wild shit. Like one of the most popular things was there's people that go around and that's social media. They go around, they ask questions like, "Hey, what was your favorite time at the ball game?" And one of the popular things is to say, "What's the freakiest thing you ever done?" And guess what? Bitches be really answering this shit. And one of them, he'll black out the face and say, "Hey, but if you don't want people to know your face, just walk away and they won't know your face. But if you don't care, then turn around for the camera. And do you know it be an ass of these hoes that say fuck that shit, and they'll turn around for the camera and not just show their face, Rose. They'll say their full name and give you their Instagram, their Snapchat, their Facebook, so you can go follow them. And it's like, if this story you just told me is real, bitch, you should be ashamed of yourself. Your mother should be ashamed. Your father should be ashamed. Hey, in the words of Eddie Murphy from Mulan, shame, dishonor on your cow. Like, some of this shit be so crazy to the point where it's like, man, Lord, if I ever have a daughter, all I pray is, man, don't let her be a hoe like this. Like, if she gonna be a hoe, let her be one of them secretive hoes where I don't know that she out here just doing some of this shit. Please don't let her be a hoe like some of these hoes that I see on social media today. Before we wrap it up, why do you think, back to what we said earlier in the conversation, that these hoes are just so proud to be young hoes or old hoes?
Because they're getting paid. That's where the money is. It's easy money. It's easy money. So it's like they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything else. So it's like, I can do this and make some money, and I ain't got to do nothing else. But I can do this and make some money, and that's what they go by. And it's crazy, but it ain't right. It ain't cool, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying, though? But
now I feel you, man. I think social media has played a big part of it. Like you said earlier, social media has played a big part of it to the point where we get a lot of female artists who drop music. There's like that one song by that one girl, like In It, basically got to pay for this pussy, and that music like that has been coming out since the City Girls, to be honest. So she's not the culprit. Like, the City Girls was making that kind of music. Then it followed by Meg, Cardi B, and all these other hoes. And we see what Cardi B got going on with her ex-boyfriend right now, by the way. So like that's part of it. You see a lot of these TV shows, a lot of these especially black women, some of the TV shows they watch and movies that they're fans of are like centered around hoes and women that are very promiscuous. So like a lot of that kind of stuff plays a factor in it. We don't really push the same narratives we used to push in the 90s. I'm gonna say this right here. If you used to be a pimp, man, you're retired, man, this is the best time ever to come out of retirement, man, because I think it's easier to pimp these hoes today than it was in the 70s when pimping was probably at its peak. Because, Rose, these hoes want to be pimped now. Like, they want to be hoes. You ain't got to drug them. You ain't got to trick them. You ain't got to manipulate them. A lot of these hoes want to be hoes. I feel like it would be easy if you were a real pimp to pimp these hoes nowadays, man. Final thoughts, Rose?
yeah, I ain't got no final thoughts tonight, man.
Man, my only final thoughts, man, we still in Black History, man. So this week, man, we're going to shout out film producer, director, screenwriter, Lee Daniels, man. He the first movie that he really made that really put him on the map was Precious. Like that, he got him nominated for Best Director, Best Picture. Then he dropped Paperboy. My favorite movie by him is The Butler with Forrest Whitaker and Oprah, Terrence Howard. It's a star-studded cast. Then he did United States versus Billie Holiday, which talks about how the United States basically was coming at Billie Holiday because of her song Strange Fruit. Me and Rose both saw the film a couple years ago, The Deliverance with Monique. They put Monique back on the map, if you ask me. And she also produced films like Monsters Ball, and if you remember that Keke Palmer film Pimp, like when we're talking about Black people in Hollywood, Lee Daniels is one of the most prominent people that be having a lot of the best projects. He's done TV shows too, and a lot of his TV shows be shows that are like hit shows that people like from Empire, which is a very popular show, Miss Pat Show. Those are two very popular shows. He gets all Black cast most of the time and tell Black stories. So shout out to Lee Daniels for the work that he has done in Hollywood and he continues to do, man. In the words of Ebby and Rakim, peace.
Yes, man. Please catch us at the next light, man. We in traffic, and I'm back quiet.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.